around trying to keep the monkey from crawling up on his back. From the sounds of it, Sunny was going to come out on top with the job she was doing, and they would be able to get high. It seemed like an eternity that she had been behind that door with the young dope boy that had agreed to give Sunny 2 packs of heroin in exchange for sex. Doubt was setting in on Sean, as he was regretting the suggestion he'd made that Sunny get their package this time. He would usually take the lead with scoring, even if he had to stick up a store or snatch a purse or two, but tonight he was too sick to pull it off. Sunny and Sean had run out of scams since everybody knew them as mere fiends looking to score now. Sean had run out of favors on the streets, and his name was mud with all the street cats that he used to deal with, and even the ones that used to work for him. His reign at the top of the game didn't mean anything anymore. Sean had to kick away empty beer bottles, empty crack vials, and used needles to make a pathway to walk. The stench of garbage, shit, vomit, and burning crack didn't bother Sean when he was high, but now the odors were working his stomach. Either that or the sickness of needing a hit was getting the best of him.
Ouch! Watch where you going, nigga!
A butt-naked fiend screeched. Sean stumbled as she pushed him. He looked down at her strangely. She was laid out on the floor, pussy bare, trying to feel for a vein on her inner thigh to hit. Her titties were shriveled like prunes, and her hair was gone in patches. He remembered when she was a striking beauty that frequented his many establishments back in the days. Sean's eyes were wide and sweat dripped down the sides of his face. He hated when the memories of better times flooded his brain, making it harder for him to forget how much he had lost. It was surreal how fast things could change. Sean whirled around and looked out on the entire room. The floor could barely be seen. Every inch was covered with either a body or garbage or drug paraphernalia. Old food containers were scattered around with mold inches thick growing on them. There were flies buzzing all over because of the random piles of human feces that littered the floor. It wasn't strange for a fiend to pull their pants down and relieve themselves right in the room rather than risk leaving and losing their spot, or worse, someone stealing their drugs. Sean averted his eyes to a line of dudes on the wall opposite from where he stood, in all different stages of taking a hit. One was sucking the end of a glass pipe. One had the end of a belt in his mouth and a needle jammed in the crack of his arm. And one was sniffing a newly crushed pile of crystal meth. He scanned the room some more, and his heart broke when he noticed a pregnant chick lying on a dirty foam mattress, letting 3 dudes take turns having their way with her. Thoughts of Sunny popped into his mind. Sean turned and went to knock on the door to get Sunny out of the room, but he paused when he heard her giggling and groaning like she was having the time of her life. He felt like someone had stabbed him in the heart as he listened to her.
Oh, baby, yeah, fuck me, baby, yeah, daddy.
Sunny moaned, sounding like she was in heaven. Those were words Sean had thought he'd only hear her say to him. His chest heaved now, but the aching inside of him for the drugs wouldn't allow him to bust in the room and grab his woman. He put his back up against the raggedy wall and slid down to the floor. With his radio on his lap, he turned up the music and let the tears roll down his face as he waited for Sunny. After what seemed like an eternity, the graffiti-covered door creaked open. Sean got to his feet swiftly. His jaw was rocking feverishly, and he clenched his fists at his side. Sean watched the young dope boy bop out of the room, smiling with sweat glistening on his face and chest. His pants were still unbuttoned, and halfway off his waist, where the butt of his gun peeked out. He eyed Sean up and down with a smirk, and then laughed at him. Sean looked at the kid with his thick gold Cuban link chains dangling around his neck, and his slick True Religion jeans and Louboutin sneakers fitting him perfectly. Sean remembered when he was on that side of the game, wearing nothing less but the best clothes, shoes, and jewels. He felt ashamed now, standing there in his dirty, faded jeans, beat-down Nike Air Force Ones, and a fitted cap so dirty the team name was barely visible anymore.
That's a sweet piece of pussy you got there. I can only imagine how much sweeter it was before the whole town ran up in those guts.
The young boy said to Sean snidely. Sean lifted his fists, but quickly put them back down when he thought about what would happen to him if he bucked on the young kid. Sean was once one of the most feared men on the streets, but that had changed too.